welcome to my channel. If you're here, it's because you are possibly thinking of owning a Frenchie, or you already have one and you're like, what the is going on, right? Because you're a lot of hard work, you know that? Either or, today I'm going to be sharing 7 things that I've learned being a French Bulldog owner, and hopefully it helps somebody out. If not, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, let's get into it. The first thing that you need to know before owning a French Bulldog is the cost. They are not cheap dogs. They are very expensive. For my dog, we found him on Craigslist. Sketchy as fuck. What had started our journey to becoming French Bulldog owners was that I am a huge animal person and my husband was not. So he finally agreed to getting a dog, but it had to be a French Bulldog. So that's when we started searching for dogs. I talked the seller down from $2,800 to $2,600. Costs of French Bulldogs usually vary on the size of the dog, which he is a purebred French Bulldog, so he's not the tiny ones, he's the actual size they're supposed to be. The tinier ones are more expensive, and also the color. So he is a blue brindle. You can't really see on camera, he looks darker, but he's like a gray color, and he does have spots of brown, and his skin is blue, and he is just so beautiful. I love him so much. Come here, give me a kiss. Okay, or not. One thing about how expensive French Bulldogs are is you never know what comes with the price. What I mean by that is my second topic, which is health issues. Now, French Bulldogs are known to have breathing problems due to their anatomy, and also hip dysplasia, which has to do with their joints, skin issues, and digestive issues. For Ghost in particular, he's had both skin and digestive issues. He was a puppy, his ears weren't standing up straight, so the breeder had put tape on his ears so that they would form straight, which he ended up having an allergic reaction to the tape. It was such a bad allergic reaction on his ear that the hair never properly grew back in that area. So you just have to be careful what you put on your Frenchie's skin, because you never know how it's going to react and how sensitive it can be. Another thing is digestive. Ghost is a very, very, very picky eater. I think we purchased him when he was about 3 months old. So in this time span, he's changed dog foods about maybe 6 times in total. There's nothing wrong with him other than the fact that he is a picky eater. So when purchasing a French Bulldog, just be prepared to switch dog foods several times until your dog chooses a food that they like the best. And hopefully it's not hurting your pockets. Moving on to the third topic, which has to do with maintenance and grooming for your dog. Luckily, Frenchies are very low maintenance. He doesn't really have a lot of shedding, and he does get a bath at Petco once a month, and his nails grow so fast. So we're constantly having to get his nails clipped and buffed. They grow back literally instantly. Another thing too is this is like, I cannot stress this enough, is you have to clean your dog's folds, period. Story time. I did not know that you had to clean the folds like every day or every other day, just wiping them. And they also have pads on Amazon, which I'll leave a link in the description bar for the pad and the cream that we use on Ghost folds. But anyways, we didn't clean his folds as we should have been, which led to an infection. And you don't want your French Bulldog to get an infection. It's really painful for them, and they rub their face on everything, and their folds actually bleed. It's very sad to see. He had to go to the vet and get everything cleaned out. They actually had to sedate him to do it because it's that aggressive when they clean it out. And then he had to take antibiotics. So to save you some money and a heartache, clean your dog's folds. The fourth thing I want to talk about is Temperament. Oh man, Ghost is a handful. I only know of 2 types of temperaments for French Bulldogs. One is they're super lazy and they don't want to do anything but sleep all day. And two is what I have. Crazy, hyperactive, attention-seeking dog. So normally with French Bulldogs, because they do have breathing problems, the majority of them do, you're not supposed to really take them on hikes or do anything strenuous with them. My dog is different, okay? He can go on 6-mile-long hikes and still have energy. He is constantly hyper. He constantly wants to play. He is now bringing the toys to my daughter, who is 3 months old, and placing the toys on her head because he wants her to play with him. It's time. He decided that it's time for her to start playing with him. As far as his temperament goes when we're in public, he don't listen. He has an attention span of 0. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie Up, where the dogs get distracted really easily and they're like, squirrel. That's literally Ghost. Like, he gets distracted over the littlest things and he's just like in space. His mind is everywhere but on me. He needs dog training. I keep saying this. I've been saying this for the past year that I'm gonna put him in training, and I haven't done it yet, but we're on the right road, okay? Look at him. What are you doing? Now, his temperament with my daughter. So that was a big adjustment. For the first 1.5 years, Ghost was our only child, as you can say, and he got all of our attention. He was spoiled rotten. He went everywhere with us, and once I got pregnant and my belly started growing, I noticed a big change in how Ghost was. He was very protective of me. He didn't like people touching my belly. It actually got so bad that when I was walking with him, he became aggressive towards other dogs. We are still working on that. Some days he's really good, some days he's not, especially if the baby's around. That's something that we want to correct, but it's very hard. He's very defensive. He protects our patio like somebody's gonna come in and hurt one of us. He originally, when we brought Soraya home, we did all the things that we were supposed to do. We brought her clothes home first. We let him sniff her scent. We took him for a walk to tire him out before bringing her in the house and introducing them. And originally he was just very confused and he didn't really care for her. He actually ignored her and he didn't even acknowledge her presence. But over time, he became very, very loving towards her, very curious. He just likes to stare at her a lot. When she cries, he runs over to her and he licks her ear. He's really fond of licking her ear. He just likes to be around her and make sure that she's okay. And it's so cute. Now he just watches her. It's actually getting to the point where she's older, so she's starting to kick and grab things. And now he thinks that it's time to play. So like I said, he'll just drop toys on her and be like, all right, let's do this. And she has no idea what's going on yet. My 5th topic, which is training. So for dog training, it's actually not the easiest with French Bulldogs. They are very smart dogs and very defiant dogs. So when training them, it can be a little bit difficult. For his potty training, it took a year for him to fully understand that he needs to be outside to go potty. That was something that I asked other French Bulldog owners if they were having issues with, and all of them said the same thing. It was really hard for us to train him to go outside, but he finally understands it and we're really on top of it. We take him on walks every morning and in the evening, and he knows to hold it in until that time. He does know a few tricks. He knows sit, lay down, and paw. I'll show you. Sit. Good boy. Lay down. Good boy. Paw. Good boy. Nope, no. Stay. My 6th topic is anxiety. Now, this is something I never knew, but French Bulldogs have separation anxiety. So what that means is if you plan on owning a French Bulldog, you cannot have a job where you are away from your dog for 8 to 12 hours a day. If you are, I suggest getting another dog to keep them company. They do not do well alone. They're actually known to terrorize things when they're left alone and unaccompanied for hours at a time. So when we first got him, I was working full-time. My husband, his job is very demanding. There's times where he's not even home at all. So it was just me, and I'm working 8 hours a day on top of driving through traffic. I would come home and our patio would be trashed. Like, he would flip his potty pads over, he would make a mess. He actually started eating his doghouse. It was so weird that he did that, but it was out of anxiety. He was really anxious that he was home all day and he didn't know where mom and dad was. It's different now because I am a stay-at-home mom, so I'm able to give him the attention that he needs, and he's never home alone. And prior to becoming pregnant, I actually went down to part-time, so I wasn't working as much. And so he had somebody home with him and not as anxious as he was originally when I was working full-time. 7th topic that I have, which is so sad and it breaks my heart because I did not know this about French Bulldogs, is due to their anatomy, they do not swim. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a very adventurous person. I love the ocean. I love being in the water. I love hiking, so you're not supposed to be doing strenuous activities with your dog that's a French Bulldog, and you're not supposed to be swimming with them. I did not know that until we purchased Ghost, and I remember putting him in the pool and he just sank. But he loves the water, and I'm so happy that he does. I'll insert some videos. Every time we're in the water, he just loves it so much. He had to learn the hard way his limits at the dog beach. So there was one time when he was following the bigger dogs way into the ocean, and a wave actually took him out and it dipped down. So when it dips down, he sunk on top of the wave crashing over him, and it freaked him out. I was actually like 6-7 months pregnant, and I was running into the water after him, and I scooped him up, and he was so scared after that. So now when we go to the dog beach, he knows his limits, and he'll run into the water still and jump over the waves, but once it's up to a certain point in his body, he'll turn back around and run out, which is good. He's a smart boy. Alright, so that's all for today. I hope that my topics helped you out in deciding if you are going to own a French Bulldog, or, you know, if you already have one and you're like, what the hell's going on? Just know that you are not alone. It is very common. So yes, they are expensive dogs. They are super hyper. They have a lot of health issues. They can't swim, but they are worth it. He is my firstborn child, and I wouldn't trade it any other way. I love him so much. He is the most entertaining dog, and I'm gonna put in some clips, and I hope you enjoy. Ghost, this is not your chip. This is not yours. That is all. Say bye. Bye. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you later.